Hello and happy Constitution Day, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Wydra, president of the Constitutional Accountability Center. A constitutional moment that I will not forget is really more of a movement than a moment. And it's how this summer and continuing to today, we the people have taken to the streets to declare enough of police violence and brutality and to demand that the real equality that the Constitution guarantees to all of us is made a reality for all of us. Our country has been in this moment before. Arguably, we've never left. The 14th Amendment was drafted and ratified after the Civil War, in part to put an end to the scourge of white supremacist violence that was terrorizing Black Americans seeking to enjoy equal citizenship and meaningful freedom after the end of the inhumane practice of chattel slavery in this country. The 14th Amendment vindicated demands for equal justice, bodily security, and human dignity, and wrote Black Lives Matter into the Constitution. But the promises of the 14th Amendment have gone unfulfilled for far too many, for far too long, in part because of court-created doctrines like qualified immunity that thwart accountability and justice. Racist policing continues. But as the protests this summer and continuing today demonstrate, we will not stop raising our voices in the streets or demanding change at the ballot box until our Constitution's promises of equality, justice, and meaningful freedom are made a reality for all. I am hopeful today, on Constitution Day, that together we can make real the progressive promises of the Constitution. On behalf of all of us at the Constitutional Accountability Center, thank you so much for marking this day with us, and thank you for being a partner in our vital work.
Happy Constitution Day, everyone. My name is Alfonso David, and I'm the president of the Human Rights Campaign, the nation's largest lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer civil rights organization. A constitutional moment I will never forget is reading two cases in law school, Dred Scott versus Sanford and Bowers versus Hardwick. In Dred Scott and Bowers, the Constitution and the principles of due process and equal protection were grossly subverted. First, to deny Black people citizenship, and second, to deny LGBTQ people equality under law. These cases have now been overruled, but they serve as a clarion call on the importance of fighting to make sure our democracy and the Constitution works to protect, not further alienate or victimize marginalized communities. We know how important this fight is and how we can build to provide greater protection for marginalized communities. For example, LGBTQ history shows us that in the 1950s and the 1960s, Black and brown transgender activists fought back against police harassment and violence at places like Compton's Cafeteria, Cooper's Donuts, the Black Cat, and Stonewall. They fought back for their dignity and for the freedom that our Constitution professes to provide, liberty and justice for all. Those protests changed the political and social landscapes and ultimately paved the way for decriminalizing same-sex intimate conduct and recognizing the fundamental right to marry, regardless of sexual orientation or gender identity. But our community has always known that those successes were never the final stop in our shared journey towards full equality. We can only fulfill our nation's constitutional promise of liberty when each and every one of us is truly able to enjoy it.
Hello, and happy Constitution Day to all of our friends at the Constitutional Accountability Center. My name is Farhana Kara, and I'm the Executive Director of Muslim Advocates. Constitution Day has a special place in my heart because in many ways, it's the founding day for Muslim advocates. You see, on Constitution Day 15 years ago, a group of Muslim community members gathered at a private home in Northern Virginia to hear a pitch from me and my colleagues about a strange idea to support an organization that would defend the rights of American Muslims and our nation's founding values. You see, we made the case that our community needed a seat at the table to ensure that the U.S. government was living up to its promises, like protecting the freedom to worship and to treat all of us equally. That organization would become the Muslim Advocates we know today. And for the last 15 years, we've been working with our partners like the Constitutional Accountability Center to ensure that the Constitution and its protections are applying equally to all of us.
Hi everyone, I'm Representative Katie Porter. One of my biggest priorities in Congress is to hold power to account. That's why today on Constitution Day, I want to take a moment to highlight an important power, congressional oversight. Article 1 of our Constitution grants Congress all legislative powers. Congress has the ability to seek out information as a necessary precursor to drafting legislation through holding hearings and investigating powerful actors on behalf of the American people. I'm honored to serve on the House Oversight Committee, which holds the federal government accountable and helps to safeguard Americans from corporate greed, special interests, and more. I'm proud to be a voice for Orange County families in Congress, and I'm as committed as ever to fulfilling the oath of office I took last year, to uphold and defend our Constitution.
Hello, CAC. My name is Rafi Friedman-Gerspan, and I am a Deputy States Director with the All on the Line campaign, and I would like to wish everyone a happy Constitution Day. A constitutional moment I will never forget is the Supreme Court's recent ruling in Bostock versus Clayton County, Georgia, which ensured that all LGBTQ workers are protected in the workplace, regardless of sexual orientation or gender identity. This is hugely important for LGBTQ people like myself, for future employment, for protection on the job, and ensuring that when discrimination does happen, we have recourse. So I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and we at the All on the Line campaign are in solidarity with you all as we celebrate our Constitution.
Hello, CAC, and happy Constitution Day, everyone. I'm Fatima Goss-Graves, president at the National Women's Law Center. A constitutional moment I won't forget is really personal to me. It's when the Supreme Court said that the school board in Knoxville, Tennessee, must do the work of desegregating its schools. My father and his siblings were the plaintiffs in that case, Goss versus Board. And learning about that case at a young age is how I understood that the core value of equality is embedded in our Constitution and that the law can make a difference in our day-to-day lives. This case is also a reminder constantly for me to honor the people who boldly give our movements the gift of showing up for what's right. Whether it's Lily Ledbetter or Michelle Vinson or LaShonda Davis or my father and my family, the Constitution belongs to all of us, and today I am thanking those who came forward to help us all.